one of so many players that have stuck around to watch Efren Reyes.
Well, Reyes was actually in Tony Drago's group in the round robin stages, so Tony got to see him firsthand.
Well, that's a better break.
Oh, you're not kidding. He may have a little problem, and I'll be interested to see how he attacks it as we see the spread of these colors again. Wouldn't have mattered if that one would have gone down. He was nicely on the 2, but Nick, the problem area for Efren Reyes right now comes in the form of the red 3. Like I say, I'll be curious. Well, he's overhit this.
Well, I wonder if Reyes is looking at a possible combination on that 3. You know he'll have something cooked up already. The only question is what.
Well, ooh, he overhit the 1. He left himself a little more angle because he wanted to keep that cue ball on the right-hand side of the table. So finally, a mistake.
Well, you heard the gasp from the audience, Jim. It wasn't of disappointment, it was of disbelief.
And the time has come for Ortmann. He's got to make a little hay while the sun shines right now.
Well, he's got the problem with the 3, but it's one he'd better solve.
Well, he couldn't place the cue ball any better. This is going to be a 3-5 combination. And what's more, given that it's a full ball hit, Nick, he's going to be able to maintain position to that 3 as well. I expect Oliver to get this. I also expect him to get out from it.
Yes, if he's going to get back into the match, this is the kind of chance he must take.
Look at the look at his face. He hasn't lost his focus. He knows he's playing great. He just needed that one chance. It has arrived. And now it's down to Ortmann to put pay to it. These two played a deciding rack to win a team championship in Hong Kong a number of years ago. I ended up being there commentating that match, and I'll tell you what, Ortmann was the winner when the smoke cleared in that one.
Thank you. Rack 6. Oliver Ortmann to break, trailing by 4 racks to 1.
Great break off there from Oliver. Nicely onto the 1. A good positional shot from the 1 to the 2. And I feel that most of the hard work will have been done for him, because everything else has opened up like a flower on the table. Had breakfast with Ralph Souquet this morning, and even he commented on how well Oliver Ortmann is playing. The two German stars know each other's games as well as their own. So Efren Reyes, if he didn't know he had a tiger by the tail today, he does now.
Great position on that 3.
That's always a sign too. When you see a player that's willing to run around the table with a cue ball, they're confident in their stroke. They're confident in getting a feel for the table and letting that cue ball go. And that is always a sign that a player is in the zone. A nice angle on the 5 to drop onto that 6. Oliver's just having a look to see if that 6 is frozen on that cushion. This poses no problems at all.
Got good position on the 6. Jim had taken one look at this break and said he'll clean up from here. No one's arguing.
Always amazing to me too is how these top players sight. You see they cue so low into that white ball. 9 down.
Well, if he could have bottled that last break, he'd have made himself a lot of money, Oliver Ortmann. It was near perfect. Let's see if he can replicate it here.
A quick check at the stance, and he'll be doing exactly what you suggest. Oh, he's kicked the white. Now, has he been lucky with it? Looks like he's got half a chance at this one, but that cue ball got kicked by the 4. He again would have been perfect, Nick. And this is a tougher one than Oliver would have liked. Look at that cue ball right into the middle of the table.
It's a tough one, but as you say, Jamaica-able. And if Ortmann's going to win this match, this is the kind of shot he has to make. Reyes can do nothing from his chair, but he can do a whole world of damage if he's at the table. You keep him on his backside if you can.
Now, I don't think Oliver can cut this in. Takes the cue ball away from the 2. This is either a bank or safety. Try and draw that cue ball back in behind the pink 4. Players are always so hesitant to play safe against Reyes because he kicks better than anyone in the world.
He's tempted by that cut, you know. He's had a couple of looks at it and thought better of it, but then he keeps coming back to it.
No, it's too fine, Nick. It's far too fine of a cut. What he's looking at right now is just the path he wants that 1 ball to take. He wants to play safe here, and he knows it's got to be a lockup one. That's the one thing about Reyes. You try and do a little too much and try and get him in trouble to a little greater degree than you would other players, and sometimes trying to do that little extra ends up costing you the safety in the first place. It looks like Michaela Tabb's glaring at someone in the crowd. I wonder if there's a little noise that is putting Oliver off. Now, has he got that cue ball behind the 4? I think he has, Nick, and I don't know how well Reyes jumps.
I think we're about to find out. Jammed up against the rail.
Well, he obviously isn't going for a jump cue, so if he is going to jump this, he's going to do it with his playing cue. There's a lot of distance there.
Now he's working out the permutations.
For years, all the Filipino stars were renowned as the best kickers in the world simply because they didn't play jump shots. Now a lot of them have started playing jump shots with a playing cue, with a jump cue. We're going to find out right here. No, he's kicking at this off 2 cushions.
Uh-oh.
Foul shot, ball in hand.
The mistake arrives for Ortmann. And Efren with the long, lonely walk back to the chair. That was just how good the safety was.
Well, ball in hand and a good spread of balls around the table. That lead is about to be reduced a little bit more.
You can only wonder, had he not missed that 1 ball in the opening rack, it allowed Reyes to slot 4 on his side of the score sheet, what would the score be? Because Oliver just doesn't look like missing.
Not been phased at all, has he? And again, as you said, Jim, mental toughness definitely one of the key elements in his game.
And never in question with him, Nick. I've seen Oliver play as much as anybody in Mosconi Cups and in top European events. And I'll tell you what, this guy comes to play every time that cue comes out of its case. biggest thing any pool player can strive for is not to beat themselves. And the man at the table epitomizes that. That's a little short of ideal position. You'd really expect him to still get this and clear up, but it's a little tougher than it could have been. And playing that 8 into a little bit of a blind pocket. And by that I mean he's looking away from the pocket.
Dead on the money. Look at that position.
The stride of a very confident player.
Back on, that cue ball's dead center, and that, I think, oh no, there may be a little problem there. He's got a couple of problems, I think. Yes, you know it from that reaction. A, he's got the 9 ball a bit near the cue ball, and B, that pink 4 has made itself a little bit unwelcome.
Well, Oliver upset because he knows he nailed that break, and that 4 ball was the only ball that could come and haunt him.
Well, look at where the cue ball is. I mean, you'd take that every time, wouldn't you?
Again, that's all you strive for. So he may be going at this. That's what he's looking at. The reason being the 3 is in the same area of the table. If he gets it off that cushion, he's going to land on the 3. And that's why Oliver is even considering kicking at this, because the push out is the option. And Oliver obviously feels like he's regained the initiative in this match, and he's unwilling to relinquish it, not without a shout.
He does have the option of a push out here off the break, but I think he'd be a bit unwilling to take that one in this situation.
When you get a ball that finishes close to a pocket, Nick, it really limits the areas you can push into. And like I say, the fact that the 3 is right there, well, it may be a gamble worth taking.
Oh, beautifully played.
You got to tip your hat. Takes a lot of guts to play a shot like that. I don't think there's any pool player that has ever opposed Oliver Ortmann that would accuse him of being a coward. Thin cut on the 3. Just wants to take the cue ball back out to the middle of the table.
And if that thing puts its brakes on, and it just about did, then the hard work is done.
And what an opening shot from Ortmann. He's been coming in under the radar in this event. Very few people have been talking about the machine, but I'll tell you what, if he takes Reyes out of the equation, he'll open a few eyes.
Yeah, that'll set the alarm bells going off. And while you're on that subject, Jim, as Reyes looks on and wonders when he's going to get back, Torsten Homan, nobody's really talked about him, and I think the expectation was, well, people so rarely defend their title, he can't get it back. Well, he's played pretty well so far as well.
Well, Nick, you're exactly right. That's the only reason they haven't said anything about Torsten, is simply because he's the holder. And it's that tough to defend this title. But you have to have been there to know what it takes to get back to the top of the mountain again. And both of these players have been there. Chalk in hand. And he's a little straighter than he would have liked, and that cue ball finished a little closer to that cushion. So again, positional options are a little limited here for Oliver. He may elect just to roll this in and play that 7 up to one of the top corner pockets. Just depends how he feels and whether he's got the angle to get on top of it. Oh yeah, he had plenty of angle. Had to miss the 8. Well, he might have wished he would have taken my advice. Kept it simple.
Yes, the end of this rack is not coming as easy as he would like. He's missed the 8, but he's left himself a real tricky one now.
What a recovery there.
Just tremendous touch, Jim, wasn't there? Absolutely perfect.
This has to be psychologically damaging as well to Reyes, because just when he thinks he may get a chance, he has to slump back into his chair.
Very impressive. These racks are going in 4s. Remains full for this absorbing battle between these two big powerhouses. Reyes won the first 4 racks. Ortmann stormed back and took the next 6. Then the magician came back to the table, and wouldn't you know it, he's run out the last 3. He's within 2 racks of a place in the next round.
Thank you. Rack 14. Efren Reyes to break, leading by 7 racks to 6.
He's won the last 3 racks and breaks here at 7-6. He has reestablished his authority on this one. Can he carry it home? Well, looking to the stars. A little celestial intervention possibly on cue for Reyes, because even though he got a ball off the break, he's not going to be happy where these have come to rest, because that cue ball does not have a clear path to the 1. And as I said earlier in this match, when the low ball remains near a pocket, the push out, very tough. Now I wonder if Reyes is just pushing out here, possibly to leave a kick.
Well, it's Ortmann's conundrum to solve, isn't it?
Well, Oliver knows as well as anybody that Reyes kicks better than anybody on the planet. So he may not give this back to Reyes, even though it's a full ball snooker. I'll tell you one thing, Nick, there's no way I'd let Reyes shoot this.
Well, Ortmann knows that. What's he going to do? What can he find?
He's played that well. So he's called the bet. Reyes put his money in the middle, and Oliver Ortmann is called. A great reply from Ortmann there. And this is considerably tougher. The jump cue.
Yeah, the aerial route has been taken. But the ball is not going to go. And where's it going now? Is he going to get away with it? I don't think he has.
I don't think he has either. I think the only reason Reyes went at that is he may have gone after the 9. That 9 was in very close proximity to the 1, but look at how it's set up for Ortmann now. So this exchange, again, won by the machine.
And the tide turns again, Jim.
The peaks and valleys of the World Championship very much on display.
Well, it's Ortmann that's in the box seat now. If he can clean up here, and there's still some work to do, as you can see, a lot of work to do.
That's Reyes's chalk at the table, and Oliver has just slid it away, and Reyes has come and picked it up. He's got a perfect angle on this too. Just can concentrate on the pocket. The natural angle is going to swing the cue ball off the 2 cushions, back down for the 3 over the bottom right. A full-blooded attempt here.
He's got the pot. Can he get the angle? Oh, look at that.
Perfect. And he's got the angle on the 3 as well. Another look. Off those 2 cushions and back down for the 3. And as I said, the angle is perfect. All he's got to do is roll this in. You can hear all the cheers from the outside tables, obviously more results. When they come to us, we'll keep you updated. But right now, it's the long 5 for Ortmann.
Oh my goodness. Is that the moment this match was lost?
That 5 did everything except dive. And you know something, Nick? I guarantee you that'll be one that Oliver Ortmann's going to remember for a long time, win or lose.
This time it's Ortmann's chalk that's at the other end of the table, but this fella is seeing that pocket big. What on earth happened to Oliver Ortmann there? It's like hitting a double fault at break point down.
It was almost like he was in cruise control, and it was all happening so automatically that he just got up and never gave the shot that second look that it may have needed, given the relevance of the situation. But it's Reyes depositing the 9.
And he's got one down. Where's it? Where's that 1 ball going? And I think he can just see a bit of it, but whether he can put it down or not is another question.
I don't know, judging by his reaction. I'm not so sure. It certainly looks like it might be in the open, Nick. So much happening here at the World Trade Center. We're trying to keep you abreast of all the proceedings.
He could see it. And he can see the finish line.
This could be the beginning of the end of Oliver Ortmann's run in this year's event. If Reyes can hold it together. A massive let-off, it's fair to say.
Well, so far, Jim, this is shaping up to be disaster day for the Europeans. We've seen Dix gone on table 3 from the Netherlands. Al-Qaeda from Spain on table 4 has just gone. And Ortmann from Germany about to head out the door as well. Didn't somebody sitting not a million miles away from me predict that there would be no Europeans in the final 4?
And a hush fell over the commentary box. Reyes is perfect. He's got ideal position on the 4 with plenty of angle. I think the next time that Oliver Ortmann comes out of his chair, Nick, it's going to be to congratulate Reyes. He had his chances. He knows he had his chances. And he'll have to dwell on that missed 5 for a full 12 months.
Just sneaked it in. Yes, one catastrophic miss from Oliver Ortmann. That's all he needed. There's a limit to how many shocks a nation can take. Losing Bustamante 20 minutes ago was bad enough. The Philippines could not have withstood Reyes going out. It's not going to happen.
Not today. Reyes will live on. The 9 deposited. The magician escapes another trap. A 9-6 win, and he